back to the wonderful world of nature. I'm Mr.Creekyt, and today we'll be working more in the farms. But first, let's have a 10-second silence for those that follow. Okay, and we're back. So, today, I woke up, and, my mom called me. She said that, Armand, come see, Rex, which is my dog. He seems to be, like, sick or maybe hurt, so I went to go see, and all we saw was, like, a tad bit of blood on his foot, so I was like, it's just, like, a tad bit of blood. Maybe he was biting his foot because of the fleas and stuff. But then, that's when I saw the underside of his stomach, more around the private parts, was covered in blood. And so, it was like that area was covered in blood, and he was definitely trembling. He was breathing heavily. He was in a high amount of discomfort. He was laying down just a bit ago, and I saw, like, the main cut, and it was a massive, massive cut, cutting skin, and it looks like even revealing a bit of his organ, a bit of, like, his organs, which I hope that's not true, but it was a massive cut, covered in blood, not looking too good, and I actually just got into kind of, like, a massive thing of rage, and I'm still trying to find what hurt my dog, and I will kill it. I will kill what hurt my dog, no matter what it is. Even if it's like a massive cat or something, I'm gonna kill it. Like, I'm not joking. No one hurts my dog and gets away with it. If you hurt me, I'll forgive you. But you hurt my dog or anyone I know, and you're done. Whatever that animal was, is toast. I'm not going to take lightly to my dog getting hurt. And look at that. There's a hawk over there. Even if it was a hawk that attacked my dog, I'm going to kill it too. Like, no matter what attacked my dog, whenever I find that blood trail, I'm going to follow it and find what may have hurt my dog. Because Rex doesn't get taken down too easily. He'll fight back. I know that much. So, that means that animal is also injured. And if I can find the blood trail, I can track down the animal. Or at least the majority of the animal, where then it will stop bleeding. The animal will definitely stop bleeding, like my dog. It's blood, but he's not bleeding. And I know y'all may think, wow, that sounds like very aggressive, but this is my dog we're talking about. No one goes and hurts my dog. It's practically like my child, almost. Like, if someone went and hurt your kid, made your kid bleed and stuff like that, would you just sit lightly and be like, oh, no, it's alright? No. You would go, and you would stand up, and you would go and find that person. And I'm pretty sure you yourself would discipline that person. On the other hand, it's an animal. You don't go and hit it and think it's going to be alright. It's a wild animal, and I'm going to kill it. If I find it. If not, oh well, it's gone. But, it's not actually sounding too aggressive if you look at it. This is an animal who attacked my dog. Apparently, my mom heard my mom heard Rex barking in the yard last night a whole lot. And if he was barking in the yard, that means he's in his yard. So that means it's his rightful property. He wasn't going into the woods or in someone else's yard and attacking something. It's his rightful property he's in. So he's attacking something that's in his property. Meaning that I have all rights to attack that animal. Along with, apparently my brother said that there was a cat in the garage, not our cat, but a cat in the garage, and it ran out, so that could have been also something that attacked my dog, and if so, I will find that cat and kill it. And I know a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, my ears. I'm sorry, but no one goes and attacks my dog. Like, you're not going to get away with this. I mean, like, literally, if you watch John Wick, you would know, like, now I understand his, why he got so mad. Like, they killed his dog. I mean, of course. Like, that's my dog is practically my child. I'm not going to sit down and watch as my dog is in pain. Like, he's usually always happy. He's a young dog. He's like 4 years old. He's usually always happy. And today he's not, he doesn't have his energy or anything because he's in a whole lot of pain. I mean, that's like a massive cut. Now, me, if I'm like bleeding a bunch, I don't actually like really care. Like, I'm like, oh look, I'm cut. But if I see someone else bleeding, my legs start to kind of lock up. And the reason why is, when I fell on those rocks, the lava rocks in Oregon, my legs were hurting for a couple of days. So anytime I see blood or anything like that, my legs start to lock up again into that pain that I felt in Oregon. And because when I see blood, it reminds me of my legs that was covered in blood. And now, like, when I see on myself, when I see a cut or something, I don't really care. Like, I know it's painful, but I really don't care. But when I see someone else hurt, it makes me mad. And it also makes me hurt. Like, not only is my, like, legs feeling all, like, weird because of my dog is hurt, I also am, my heart is hurt too, man. Like, I know I may not sound so, like, angry or something, but in reality, I am very, very angry. Like, I'm not just gonna make something sit down and hurt my dog and think it can, it can survive. No, you don't hurt my dog. If anything, I'll give it the same pain that my dog is feeling. I'll cut a big hole into the thing that attacked my dog, and they'll see how it is. Like, but you don't go and attack my dog, man. That's not something I'm going to sit down and allow. I know as a Christian, to forgive and all of that, but, like, this is my dog we're talking about, man. I don't think I can really forgive someone for hurting my dog. Like, I can forgive you for hurting me, like, even if I'm, like, covered in blood, barely can move, or crippled even, I'll still forgive you. But if you hurt my dog, or anyone I know, you're done for. If you hurt my friends, if you hurt my family, you're done. It goes the same for if you hurt my brother's cat. Like, if you hurt my brother's cat, I'm still going to, attack back. I'm not going to allow people or something, whatever, hurt my dog to get away with that. So yeah, and again, I know a lot of y'all think, oh my gosh, like, that sounds so rude. And, yeah, I know it does. But the thing is, they hurt my dog, so I'm not going to allow them to do that. That's not what I do. That thing, whatever it was, hurt my dog, and that thing has a massive claw. Because the hole is about that thick. That's how big the hole is. So, you do not hurt my dog. And also, it seems like again, I swear, I think that might be, like, part of his intestine or something. And if it is, that's a very painful cut. Like, not many people who get that massive of cut that goes down to the organs survive to tell the story. So my dog is right now, like, trying to help heal his wound. Like, he's trying to heal his own wound and all that. I want to try to put hydrogen peroxide on, but it might not do much. I would like to patch up the wound, but again, I don't want to also put him in more pain. Like, that's the thing. If it was, like, my own wound I had to patch up, or, like, I had to, like, inject myself with, like, a type of chemical or something in order to, like, like an antidote or whatever, I would do it, without really feeling any pain or anything. But if I have to do that for someone else, I don't really think I could. Anyway, though, sorry for the violence of today's video, but no one or nothing goes and hurts one of my family members. Like, my dog is practically part of this family. He's been part of this family for like 2 years now. So my dog, you don't go and You don't go and attack him and think you can get away. So yeah. Anyway, once again, I am sorry for the quite aggressive approach. Yeah, so my bad for that. So let's go back to normal. We are going to be building the farms today. And you know, all of that. I also wanted to say this before, and I found out my dog was hurt. I was gonna say, yes, I am a Christian, and I believe in the same ways that Christians do. But to be called a Christian nowadays is not as miraculous as it was when I was younger. When I was younger, being called a Christian was like, oh, you believe in God, that's really good. Nowadays, being called a Christian isn't the greatest thing. We stopped going to church when our one of our previous preachers, his wife said that, oh, he's better than God. The preacher's wife said that the preacher was better than God. We stopped going to church for a while after that. Then we were like, alright, that was a while ago. They have a new preacher now. Let's go see. We go to church on Christmas service. They're playing Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown, when you're supposed to be talking about Jesus' birthday and the birth of the baby Jesus. Yeah, that's quite the thing. They were talking more about Christmas instead of Christmas. And if you look at the spelling, it is spelled Christmas, Chrisist, which is Christ, and then after that is like MAS. So, you know, not talking about the baby Jesus' birthday and why we celebrate Christmas, and instead talking about like how Christmas is celebrated. That's not exactly something Christians do. So we stopped going to church in total, and lately we've been doing our Christmas service at home. Last year was the first year we've done Christmas service at home. It was pretty fun, actually. We all read a part of the Bible. I was laughing a bunch because my brothers was reading it, and I don't know why, but every time they do something, I just laugh. But yeah, anyway, that's why to be called a Christian is not that great anymore. I don't even know if I want to be called a Christian. I believe in God and in Jesus, and that Jesus died on the cross for us, in the same way that Christians do, but I don't think I want to be called a Christian. And I do want to say this, God and Jesus, they're both coming back, but they aren't coming back to be kind again. Jesus is coming back with a sword and an army next time to destroy the world, to rid the world of sin. So, I do want to tell you this, and Jesus rose from the dead. He died on the cross for our sins and rose from the dead. He is the Son of God, and like it or not, He will come back, and He is our Savior. And I know a lot of you are like, no, it's science. Science is it's all, you know, evolving and stuff. But the Big Bang, that theory is so awful. For a little dot to blow up, we all know that explosions are very unstable. Like a nuclear explosion, it's the size of a baseball, the nuclear core. And it creates a pretty big explosion. But if it was just a dot, a tiny dot, and exploded into this infinite universe, that's not possible. That goes against the laws of conservation and stuff like that. So, I think you're going to have a better theory than that in order to prove Jesus and God wrong. Now, I like science too, but not that delusional. Anyway, though, I just want to say this. I like